You're listening to Qwerpline here on QWRP-FM. Qwerpline this week is brought to you by Joan! Joan is the QWRP station manager, and she won't let me leave until I record a sponsor. Joan! I want to go home.
Good morning, Nsburg. It's Big G Money here with A Train. How's it going, Alex?
Tapped and ready to go.
Threading with how are you are threaded, like to screw into things?
Yeah, coarse threads.
Oh,
Imperial standard.
is that more secure?
What?
I'm just trying to go along with whatever you're saying.
You're doing great, G-Money.
Thanks, Michael. Okay, I hope everyone out there is doing great here in scenic Nsburg, the Motor City.
I respectfully dispute.
Oh, yeah, no, Nsburg has no particular claim to auto manufacturing. It's actually a bit of a retcon after the Motorcity didn't mean anything, and we hoped people would chalk it up to a kerning error.
Oh, I thought it was a Kemming error.
It's a common misreading. And now the news. It's time again for the Thurston County Intramural Middle School Long Jump Competition. This year only 2 schools are able to field competitors, them being Heathston Secondary's Martin Long and siblings Jared and Michaela Long from Lesser Miami's Richard Thurston High School. With star jumper Jyoti Long graduating from Chuffield Tertiary last year, the Taupes will be unable to defend their title. The long jumpers will, of course, be graded on height, form, and for the first time this year, distance.
We report on this every year. Are they ever going to have more than 2 schools apply?
I'm not sure, Alex. It definitely is a bit of a 2-horse race. But in other news, the Thurston County 2-horse race will be happening next weekend at the Julesburg Motor Oval, showcasing the finest in Thurston County's regional horse breed, the 2-horse. We don't know what it was crossbred with, but presumably something, since the Thurston County Equestrian Association is firm in their conviction that the 2-horse is categorically not a horse.
That's worrying.
Speaking of high-energy radio, it's time now for It's the Arts with Edith Slump.
Oh, what's the point?
To tell us about what's happening in the arts this week.
Why, human artistic endeavor is nothing but a flimsy band-aid to cover the gaping maw that is the blackness of the soul on this, our slow march to the grave.
Also, we get paid.
I just can't do it, Alex. Ever since me and Lydia broke up, I've found no joy in anything. My heart has been split in twain, and then twain again, and then again and again. And then when it was in 1,000 tiny pieces, Lydia jumped up and down on top of them. It would be very poetic if I could appreciate it, but I can't because I'm sad.
Yikes, she said you guys were on a break.
I'm sure she just wanted to spare your feelings because she didn't want our dirty laundry aired out in public. She knows how much of a gossip you are, Alex.
Hang on, back that up a bit. Some of that is in a fashion.
So, Edith, I have here the community calendar, and it says that there's going to be a touring performance of Dutch clog dancing at Raster Heights Auditorium next week.
Sounds so pedestrian.
Wow, I really thought that was going to be a windmill slam for you.
Well, the art gallery has a conceptual sculpture installation using piles of trash shaped to look like small animals and taxidermied small animals made to look like trash. This seems like the sort of thing you'd definitely tell us to go to, no matter how bad it was.
Oh, I couldn't possibly tell you about that, Graham. It would bring back too many painful memories. Lydia loved small animals that had been taxidermied and arranged to look like piles of recycling.
Well, it's not in the community calendar, but I just pulled up a counterculture arts blog that says there's a performance piece happening where a man is going to stand in the middle of Chumble floodplain and scream.
Thank you for offering, Graham, but my heart is already screaming in broken agony, and I just don't have any room for any of Chuck's nonsense this week.
Well, what have you been into?
I've just been desperately trying to spackle the holes in my soul's drywall with the mass market mirth of the funny pages.
Cool, great, tell us about that.
Here's today's Argyle the Dachshund. In the first panel, he is letting a large fart erupt from his bottom. In the second panel, people look at him. And in the third panel, there's a punchline, but it's derivative.
Neat. What else?
Well, today's Dogeman comic is particularly good, but you do need to understand the previous 6 weeks of continuity to appreciate today's joke and understand why Dr. Lupito is marrying Aunt June. So 6 weeks ago, Dr. Lupito decided he would steal an entire truckload of rhodium as it passed through the lowest security...
You know what? I'll catch up in the trade paperbacks.
This is a newspaper exclusive story.
What about the political cartoons? Those should be insightful and almost news.
Oh, today's political cartoon is a single panel drawing of the square and the partially completed statue of Richard Thurpston, and there's an angry, squat figure sitting beside it, fishing endangered birds out of the legs. It looks a little bit like Richard Thurpston III. My suspicions in this regard have also been confirmed, because the figure is labeled Richard Thurpston III, and that's also reiterated in the artist's statement of intent below the comic. I will say, however, the artist has very deftly employed a perspective technique to make it look like the sky letters above Richard Thurpston III spell out asshole in 60 feet tall clouds, which in real life would be quite a feat.
Subtle. Did you bleep that, Gus? F for effort.
Yeah, thanks, Gus. And thank you, Edith, for sharing.
You know, Graham, I may be a shattered husk of my former dynamic, outgoing, pansexual self. The joie de vivre literally sucked from my loins. But I do have to say this political cartoon is actually pretty good. Oh my gosh, I can hear my passion for the arts returning to my voice even as I speak.
It's as clear as the message in that cartoon.
Cool. Before we let you go, is there anything else happening in the arts this week, Edith?
Well, now that I feel a little bit of my old high-energy self returning, I might go join Chuck in the field.
Terrific. And now you listening at home can know where to avoid that. And now we have a caller on the line that I was not briefed on.
Surely by now you understand that we never are.
I live in constant hope.
I live in a trailer.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello, it's DJ Whitebeard calling in. Are you aware that there's a pirate radio station in your frequency?
A pirate radio? No, we are not aware of that.
You should be. It's called an interference.
No, we haven't heard... Gus, do you know anything about... No, we haven't heard... Who in their right mind would broadcast a pirate radio station on a frequency that we're already using?
Well, me. DJ Whitebeard.
Oh. Why?
I've got the sickest beats from here to Nsburg. People gotta hear them somewhere.
Are you putting on an accent?
No.
I don't believe you.
That's exactly the thing. No one's gonna believe you're a pirate DJ unless you got a pirate accent.
That's not a pirate accent.
Yes, it is. South Pacific.
Sure, if you mean Melbourne by way of Liverpool.
I've never been to either of those places.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, landlocked.
Your station is landlocked? Where are you?
Oh, right in the middle of your parking lot.
Well, what?
Oh yeah, I can totally see him. Fuck off.
Alex, I think he's on the phone with us. I think you need to talk into the mic.
Oh yeah, okay. Fuck off.
On the ball today, Gus.
Yeah, it's gonna be a killer sample for my next mix.
Look, Whitebeard, you gotta leave. There's so many broadcast regulations you're violating right now.
Well, I got another hour left in my parking, but after that, I'm headed home to finish the new mix for tomorrow's broadcast.
What is home for you, Johannesburg?
Look, Whitebeard, we can have you towed or arrested, or Joan might just come out there and beat the crap out of you, and right now we're trending towards number 3.
Indeed, Graham. She took my breaker bar, and she's pointing it at his van like Babe Ruth.
Go get him, Joan!
Well, I guess it's time for me to weigh anchor and head for the high seas. But this won't be the last you hear of DJ Whitebeard.
Wow, Joan's hauling ass like the T-1000.
That couch to 5K really paid off.
All right, Alex, let me know if she catches up with him. In the meantime, I'm going to try and get Joan some aerial support as we check in with Richter up in the QWRP Traffic Qwerpline. How's it going, Richter?
Thank you, Graham. Traffic is moving smoothly over top of Chobol Boulevard.
Richter, wait, what's that? Is that ticking? Alex, is that ticking noise coming from you?
Yeah, it's my stopwatch. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
That said, commuters heading north on Chobalt may want to pick an alternate route or call us at our 1-800 number.
And time.
What 1-800 number, Richter?
That's just 1-800-RICK-TER.
Hang on, is that R-I-C-K? Or is... Why am I... Wait, how did you get this?
I bought both just to alleviate confusion. The point is, we are open for business.
Oh my god. When you say business...
That's right, Graham. There's one thing that I noticed up here on high is that whenever there is traffic in Nsburg that is slowing up the average man, there is one person who is above it all.
Yes. That's why we pay you to fly the Qwerpline.
And that's why I decided it's time to share the wealth.
What are you talking about?
Have you ever wanted to get a leg up on the commute? Well, now you can with Hammock Slam Helicopter Moving Service. We've purchased a Yakarov Yak-24 dual-rotor helicopter and attached an electromagnetic winch to the bottom. Yes, we'll take you out of traffic and out of the rat race.
Hold on. You're picking up How many cars can this helicopter hold?
Just one at the moment, Graham, but I'm pretty sure if I increase power output, I can stack it up to 3. That may increase logistical problems, though.
Are you currently carrying a car?
If you call a 1980 Plymouth Valori a car, then yes.
I'm hurt. Those are a reliable ride.
So you are currently flying above Chobalt Boulevard with a Plymouth Valori attached like a wrecking ball to the cable coming out of your brand new helicopter.
Military surplus, Graham. It's only new to me.
Well, you heard it here first. Listeners, avoid Chobalt Boulevard.
Wait, if Richter's piloting this surplus mobile, does that mean the traffic Qwerpline is still parked on the roof?
Not anymore. There goes Joan and Joy. Hey, she finally got her full license.
Well, have to make a hard left at this point. I'm going to drop this guy off at City Hall, but I can offer either of you a ride back on the way home.
No.
Well, that's probably for the best, because after picking up such an old car, I've noticed some things tend to drop. So there's updates I need to make to the waiver. Back to you.
Thank you, Richter, for dropping that on us. Well, I guess not actually dropping it.
Don't speak so soon.
Well, speaking of dropping things, we now head over to summer intern Derek, who is on location for the grand opening of the Nsburg Stock Exchange. Hello, Derek.
Hi, Graham. Hi, Alex. I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm really ripped.
Weird flex, but okay.
That's exactly how it happened.
You've lost me.
Well, you assigned me to cover the opening of the Nsburg Stock Exchange, and so I wanted to dress up like a real stockbroker. So I went out and bought a suit, but I bought it online, and I didn't realize that you have to enter things in centimeters and not in inches. So I ended up with this really small suit, and I put it on because I thought it's the only thing I have to wear to the stock exchange, and I want to blend in. But it kind of tore in some strategic spots, and now I'm wearing what my dad calls Bruce Banner's Sunday best.
Is your dad a stockbroker?
No, he's just mean.
Well, mercifully, this is radio, so carry on with the coverage, I guess.
I'll do my best with what little coverage I have. Hello, gentle listeners. You're joining me, summer intern Derek, here at the opening of the new Nsburg Stock Exchange, being held in the disused mall, whose name I dare not say for legal reasons. It is pandemonium here on the floor, like you would imagine. There are many trades happening, and all sorts of people running back and forth, and it's very busy. There's also a water feature they decided to turn back on, so that's nice.
Sounds like it's already pretty frantic down there. Have you witnessed any IPOs yet?
Oh, geez, I hope not. People are using that water feature to fill their stock pots.
Did the Nsburg Chamber of Commerce open up a stock exchange so they could make another stupid pun?
Oh, no, Graham, that's really funny, because they're serving soup stock at the stock exchange because they're celebrating the opening day, and they thought it'd be fun that everyone could have, like, a snack of soup stock, because, you know, like, stock and stock. No, it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that it's stock.
Okay, that's a relief.
Yeah, no, the Nsburg Stock Exchange is devoted to people trading stock with each other. Like, if you have too many t-shirts, you can trade with a guy who jimmied the lock in the old pharmacy and now has too many alcohol wipes.
You've lost me again.
It's a stock exchange. If people are overstock on items they're selling in their store, they have to get rid of it somehow, and rather than just go online, they figured the best thing to do would be put it in other stores. We need to keep our businesses local, Graham.
I guess it's a bull market.
I haven't seen any bulls, but I think there's a couple coyotes wandering around the old pet mart.
It sounds like what you're describing, Derek, is a swap meet?
If I might cut in, Graham, what Derek is describing is a business-to-business wholesaling market.
Yeah, have you ever seen anyone make any money at a swap meet?
I did one time, but I think he was a grifter.
Here, Alex, they prefer to be called stockbrokers. And they wear suits like me.
Ripped apart from the inside?
Only the ones who've been fighting the coyotes.
They're fighting the coyotes?
Only for money. Oh, that reminds me. I get to go to my first Coke party later.
Derek, do not go to a Coke party with stockbrokers.
But they've already opened the gutted husk of the muffin stuff, and I'm real thirsty. They said I could drink straight from the syrup bags.
Well, pace yourself.
I don't know if I can, Graham. It's a wild scene of capitalism down here. There's a guy who wants to do bot trading, but nobody knows what the exchange rate is from Thailand, so we turned him on to a Forex out in Nsburg.
Wow, you're really picking up the lingo.
It's hard not to. There's so much going on all around me. A guy walked in with a pallet full of ham radios and says he wants to get into high-frequency trading.
Why are you doing this in the abandoned mall again?
They can't uncondemn the old mall until they get rid of all the haunted stock. Also, the warlord who runs this mall takes a much smaller transaction fee than the Nsburg Girl Scouts or the police, who I might add, no longer have jurisdiction over this turf.
Wait, Neil Warlord owns that mall?
Oh, they're tapping the first bag. Gotta go, guys.
Does Derek have more fun than us? He has more fun than us.
Now I'm thirsty.
You think we could get Joan to bring us back some Coke? And a new suit for Derek?
Oh, maybe. Good idea. We're just coming up to the break, though, so stick around. When we come back, it's Taco Tuesday, and in the utter absence of a food correspondent, Michael O'Leary is going to share his recipe for Tacos El Leary.
Named after my dead grandmother, Elle.
And also, what's that in the sky? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's still Richter, and please don't make eye contact. Stick around for more Qwerpline after this.
You're listening to Qwerpline here on QWRP-FM. Thanks again to our sponsor, Joan. She's the QWRP station manager, and I really need to leave, but I'll finish the sponsor first. Joan, she's out to break some bones.